Hey guys, it's Orton from Wrestling Inc. back with another wrestling news roundup. Without any further ado, let's get into today's biggest stories in the world of professional wrestling. Vince McMahon steps down as WWE CEO, Stephanie named as interim chairwoman. WWE has publicly published a press release this morning revealing that Vince McMahon will be stepping down as the WWE CEO and chairman, with Stephanie McMahon taking over in an interim capacity effective immediately. While Vince McMahon has made the decision on a voluntary basis, he will still be retaining his role in relation to WWE's creative department during this time period. The press release reads, quote, "Independent directors continue review of alleged executive misconduct. Stephanie McMahon named interim CEO and interim chairwoman." WWE and the board of directors today announced that a special committee of the board is conducting an investigation into alleged misconduct by its chairman and CEO Vincent McMahon and John Laurinaitis, head of talent relations, and that, effective immediately, McMahon has voluntarily stepped back from his responsibilities as CEO and chairman of the board until the conclusion of the investigation. McMahon will retain his role and responsibilities related to WWE's creative content during this period and remains committed to cooperating with the review underway. The special committee has appointed Stephanie McMahon to serve as interim CEO and interim chairwoman. Quote, "I have pledged my complete cooperation to the investigation by the special committee, and I will do everything possible to support the investigation. I have also pledged to accept the findings and outcome of the investigation, whatever they are," said Mr. McMahon. Quote, "I love this company and am committed to working with the independent directors to strengthen our culture and our company. It is extremely important to me that we have a safe and collaborative workspace. I have committed to doing everything in my power to help the special committee complete its work, including marshalling the cooperation of the entire company to assist in the completion of the investigation and to implement its findings," said Ms. McMahon. WWE and its board of directors take all allegations of misconduct very seriously. The independent directors of the board engaged independent legal counsel to assist them with an independent review. In addition, the special committee and WWE will work with an independent third party to conduct a comprehensive review of the company's compliance program, HR function, and overall culture. The company and the board do not expect to have further comment until the investigation is concluded. This news comes in the wake of the Wall Street Journal's report that the board of WWE is investigating a $3 million settlement paid to a former employee by WWE chairman and CEO Vince McMahon, with whom he allegedly had an affair. The company claimed that the relationship was consensual and that, quote, "WWE did not pay any monies," end quote, to the former employee. On top of that allegation, other non-disclosure agreements by former employees were also found in the investigation, as well as claims of misconduct against McMahon and head of talent relations John Laurinaitis. This is the reason for Vince stepping down from his role, which will also bring Stephanie back to work just a month after she announced a leave of absence from her previous job as the chief brand officer. Stephanie had previously tweeted, quote, "As of tomorrow, I will be taking a leave of absence from the majority of my responsibilities at WWE. WWE is a lifelong legacy for me, and I look forward to returning to the company that I love after taking this time to focus on my family," quote. However, she will now be taking charge of the entire company on an interim basis as the investigation continues. Stephanie McMahon tweeted, quote, "Until the conclusion of the investigation into recent allegations, I am honored to assume the role of interim chairwoman and CEO. I love WWE and all it continues to do to entertain billions around the world." In this morning's episode of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer revealed that Vince and Linda McMahon are still technically married. However, Meltzer noted that the two hadn't been together for a long time, though he provided no further information about when the two separated. There have been hints that McMahon and Linda have been separated before Meltzer's reveal this morning. During his appearance on the Pat McAfee show earlier this year, McMahon briefly referred to Linda as, quote, "his wife at the time," before quickly correcting himself. Though the comment caused much speculation at the time, no further details emerged. McMahon has been married to Linda McMahon since August of 1966 and have 2 children in Stephanie and Shane McMahon, and 6 grandchildren too. Linda served as the WWE CEO from 1980 till 2009 when she left to pursue a political career. After 2 failed Senate attempts in Connecticut, Linda served as the administrator of the Small Business Administration for Donald Trump from 2017 to 2019. She is currently the chairwoman of the America First Policies Super PAC. As of this recording, neither Vince McMahon nor Linda McMahon have commented on the speculation regarding their marriage, nor have they commented on the allegations against McMahon reported in the Wall Street Journal. Randy Orton reportedly could be sidelined longer than expected. Randy Orton may be out with injury longer than expected. Fightful Select is reporting that Orton has been dealing with a back injury for a while now. The exact nature of his injury is unknown, but it is something that Orton has had to get worked on before doing the tag title unification match with Riddle and the Usos. Whatever the injury is, it has progressively gotten worse for Orton, and their sources fear that he may have to undergo surgery. If that happens, the feeling is that Orton will be out for the remainder of 2022. Orton was originally planned for a major role this summer, including reports of him headlining SummerSlam with Roman Reigns, but now Fightful is saying that he's currently not factored into any creative plans. Orton has been out of action since that title unification match that took place on the May 20 episode of SmackDown. A week after that went down, WWE released a statement updating the status of Orton, stating that he was, quote, undergoing consultations with neurosurgeons and orthopedic spine surgeons to determine the extent of his injury, end quote, but some of that information could be storyline based. After the Usos ended up the victors in that battle, Riddle has been involved in a feud with Roman Reigns, which was originally planned for Orton according to Fightful. The two will have a match this Friday on SmackDown. Per the stipulation, if Riddle loses, he will not be able to challenge for the unified WWE Universal Championship as long as Reigns holds the titles. Orton's alliance with Riddle became a fan favorite storyline for WWE for the better part of last year as the two stars became unlikely allies in RK Bro. Orton once again became one of the company's biggest babyfaces during their run as Raw Tag Team Champions. Update on Vince McMahon vs. Oliver Luck XFL lawsuit. Vince McMahon's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad week continues, with more news coming out about a lawsuit that McMahon is facing from the former commissioner of the XFL, Oliver Luck. Luck claims that he's owed money by McMahon and the XFL, and he feels McMahon fired the former commissioner to avoid having to pay out the rest of his salary, as his firing came one day before it was announced that the XFL's second iteration was filing for bankruptcy in the wake of the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic. McMahon's side claims that Luck was fired, quote, for cause, as he hired NFL receiver Antonio Callaway despite a company mandate to avoid players with off-field issues. Callaway was issued a citation in 2018 for possession of marijuana and driving with a suspended license. The charges were dropped after he paid a $911 fine. Both sides met in a settlement conference, which according to The Athletic's Daniel Kaplan only lasted 9 minutes, meaning neither side was likely in any position to settle. Kaplan notes that a trial is scheduled for next month. The trial will have the jury decide whether they believe McMahon fired Luck for cause by hiring Callaway. Callaway was hired 2 months before Luck was fired, which again was directly before the company folded in 2020. If the jury decides McMahon did not fire Luck for cause, then McMahon will owe Luck $24 million. McMahon is currently facing investigation by his own board of directors, as the WWE is looking into a series of settlements that McMahon made with former female employees who alleged misconduct. The company was made aware of a January 2022 settlement between McMahon and a former paralegal who was said to have had an affair with McMahon. The investigation started in April of this year and is still ongoing. So what are your thoughts on today's Wrestling News Roundup? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe to Wrestling Inc. and I'll speak for you again very, very soon.